Praise the Lord, Gospel Ark. These are your announcements. Don't forget to follow Gospel Ark on all of our social media platforms for the latest updates on events, services, and inspiring messages. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, the Gospel Ark app, and our website to stay connected with the Gospel Ark family. Let's continue to grow in faith and love together, no matter where we are. Give the gift of warmth to 100 youth this winter. The Outreach Ministry is sponsoring a coat drive from Wednesday, October 1st through Sunday, December 21st. We are asking for your support to help children and youth in our community stay warm during the cold months. Donations can be made online by visiting www.mygospelark.com/give and selecting the Outreach Ministry. Thank you for your generosity and for helping us share the gift of warmth this winter. Calling all youth, young adults, and adults, be part of Christmas Cantata 2025, The Gift of Joy. This year, there will be 2 exciting scenes added entitled Joyful, Joyful, a Christmas re-edition for all ages, and Happy Birthday Jesus for children ages 2 through 9. The next rehearsal will be held on Saturday, November 15th at 11:30 a.m. Everyone is welcomed. You don't have to be a member of Gospel Ark Temple to participate. Come share your gifts and help us make this year's Christmas celebration joyful and memorable. For more information, please see Sister Jemiah Sims or Elder Carlos Page. Join us on Sunday, November 23rd at 10 o'clock a.m. for College Sunday at Gospel Ark Temple. As our students return home for Thanksgiving break, this is the perfect time to rep your current school or your favorite college. Come dressed in your school apparel and show your pride as we celebrate education, achievement, and the next generation of leaders. Whether you're a Hornet, Bulldog, Bear, Trojan, or Panther, we want to see you represent. If you are new to the Gospel Ark family or have not yet completed your new member orientation class, we invite you to join us every third Sunday from 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. This is a 4-session course completed over the span of 2 Sundays and will be held in the Fellowship Hall. To register, visit mygospelark.com/NMO. We look forward to connecting with you and helping you take your next step at Gospel Ark Temple. Join us as we seek His presence through corporate prayer every Monday night at 7:30 p.m. and intercessory prayer every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. You can participate in these powerful prayer sessions by calling 301-715-8592, meeting ID 624-036-0221#. Let's come together in faith, knowing that prayer changes things. Don't forget to join us every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock a.m. for Sunday School and at 10 o'clock a.m. for our Sunday morning worship experience. We look forward to worshiping together as we lift up Jesus through praise, prayer, and the Word.
Happy anniversary or birthday to all those celebrating in the month of November. May the Lord continue to bless you abundantly and keep you safe in His loving arms today and for years to come.
These are your announcements. Have a safe and prosperous week.
Good evening, Gospel Ark. How you doing?
Good evening, everybody. I pray you all are well.
Forgive me. Give me 1 second. There we go.
I want to make sure y'all can hear.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Can y'all hear me? If y'all can hear me, just say something in the comments. Want to make sure y'all are good. Want to make sure everybody is good. Can you hear me? Good evening, Gospel Ark. There we go. As you're coming in, everybody just say something to me. Good evening. How you're doing? I pray you are well. Hey, Elder Williams, I see you. I see you. I see you, Elder Williams. If you are in the comments, good evening, First Lady. Good evening. Perfect, perfect. Okay, y'all can hear awesome. Do me a favor, let me know in the comments how you are feeling this evening. It's Wednesday in the Word Off. If you haven't already, you need to click the share button. Click the share button, and we are going to get started here, and we're going to go into what the Lord has said. But click the share button and let us go for it. Of course, we honor our bishop, who, of course, I am not. Amen. We honor our bishop, Bishop Floyd E. Nelson Jr. in his absence. Our First Lady is here. First Lady says she's tired. Okay, everybody just send prayers to First Lady right now. Just send prayers. Okay. Everybody's tired. Okay, I'm seeing sleepy. Good evening. Okay. Come on, y'all get with it. Now listen, I'm asking you to do this for a reason. I'm not just saying it to say it. We need to know because we're gonna pray into it. I see sleepy. Okay, First Lady says she's tired. Okay, where else? Where else are we at? Anybody excited? Anybody ready? Anybody have a good day at work? Come on, we need some joy in the room. Because here's the truth, I'm tired too. Yet and still, here we are. It's so good to see everybody. It is so good to see everybody. If you haven't already, again, do yourself a favor. Click the share button. Click the share button and let everybody know that we are live. Don't only just click the share button, share the link, send it out, text somebody, wake them up out of their evening nap. You know, dinner should be cooked by now. Come on, they should have had a chance to just take their shoes off by now. Just text them, let them know, hey, hop on. Midweek is live. Wednesday in the Word is live. All right. We give God praise for each and every one of you. Once again, we honor the Lord for our pastor. He is out handling business, but that does not mean that our duties stop there. I am Elder Andrew Brooks. I have the honor and privilege of serving here at Gospel Art Temple, and tonight is no different. Although we are virtual, we are in the same spirit. And so I am thoroughly excited about that. I will never ask you to do something that I won't do myself. So as you're sharing it, guess what I'm doing? I'm sharing it. I'm going to send it out to everybody that I know as well. And we are going to do this together. While we're doing this, do me a favor and make your way to the book of Matthew. The book of Matthew. Hey, Sister Angela, good to see you. Let me just acknowledge my mother taught me better than this. She taught me how to greet people when they come into a room. So let me just acknowledge many of you that I see. I see you, Sister Ruth. I see you. Of course, First Lady's here. I see you, Sister Jackie. I see Denise. I see Queen Mother here. God bless you. God bless you. Sister Angela, I see you. Elder Frazier, I see you. I see you. I see you. Come on, if you're in here, do us a favor. Just let us know you're here, alive and well. And go ahead and click the share button and let us get started. The book of Matthew, the book of Matthew, and we're going to read, we're going to go to chapter number 8. We're going to go to chapter number 8. And we're going to read verses 18, I want to say. Elder Nikki, hey, good to see you. I see y'all. Okay, y'all here. Y'all here. Okay. Y'all here. It should feel like a party when we come in on Wednesdays. Come on, get out this sleepy spirit. First Lady, you up yet? Come on. Come on. I love y'all so much. I really do. I really do. I love it. I love it. The book of Matthew. Y'all not gonna get me stuck. The book of Matthew, and we're gonna read chapter number 8 again, and we're gonna read verses 18, and then we're gonna skip down to verse 21, and we're gonna read through verse 27. I'm not going to be long, I promise. I'm gonna make sure you get enough time to. Okay, she says she's up, y'all. See, y'all prayers worked. I told you. When you pray for the First Lady, something changes. Book of Matthew, chapter number 8, and we're going to read verse 18 through. We're going to read verse 18, and we're going to skip down to 21, and then we'll read verses 21 through 27, I believe. Yeah, let's do it that way. All right. When you have it, go ahead and put a pin there, and let's read it together. Let's read it together. When Jesus saw the crowd around him, he instructed his disciples to cross to the other side of the lake. I'm reading in the New Living Translation. Verse 21, we skip down. It says this: Then Jesus got into the boat and started across the lake with his disciples. Suddenly, a fierce storm struck the lake with waves breaking into the boat. But Jesus, here's our point, y'all. But Jesus was sleeping. The disciples went and woke him up, shouting, "Lord, save us! We're gonna drown." Jesus responded, "Why are you afraid?" King James says, "Oh, ye of little faith. You have so little faith." Then he, Jesus, got up and rebuked the wind, put a pin there, rebuked the wind and waves, and suddenly there was a great calm. The disciples were amazed. "Who is this man?" they asked. Even the winds and the waves obey him. It's gonna make sense in a minute, but for those of us that are up and awake, I want you to go ahead and type this in the comments real quick. Type obedience in the wind. Obedience in the wind. That's our subject for tonight. Obedience in the wind. Obedience in the wind. I remember growing up as a child. I'm not gonna spend too much time here, but just enough for you to get it. I remember growing up as a child. I'm still a young man, but as a child, I remember growing up, and I remember there were times in which my mother or my parents, they wouldn't be home, and or they would be home. Let's just take it for the sake that they would be home. And my mother or father would ask me to do something. They would ask me to do a thing, or hey, look, I even spent some summers with y'all Bishop Nelson. He would ask me to do something. First lady, somebody asked me to do something as a child, and to me, y'all, it wouldn't make quite a lot of sense. I'd be trying to make sense of it in my mind, whether it was to wash dishes or whether it was to go get dressed and we not leaving for another 3 hours, or or whether it was to go get my chores done or get my homework done, or whatever the case was. There were some instructions, y'all, that whether I didn't feel like doing it or it just didn't make sense to me, there were some instructions that I had an issue sometimes obeying quickly. Had an issue obeying quickly, and what I really learned to realize, y'all, is that delayed obedience is disobedience. Just because you did it, because you didn't do it when they asked, that still makes it disobedience. We'll get to that in a second. But there were some instructions that didn't quite make sense to me, and as I got older, y'all, I got this curiosity. I don't know what got into me. I don't know what got into me, but at a certain age, I started asking my mother why. Now, pause right there. If you grew up in a black household, you do not ask your mother, your father, your grandmother why when they give you an instruction. Come on here. They tell you to do something, that's the end of the discussion. But I was young, y'all. I was young, and I was still figuring myself out and figuring out my parents and figuring out my family. And so at a certain age, at around the age of 10, I started asking, well, why I gotta do that? Why I gotta do that this way? Why I gotta do it this way? And there's one line in the black household, y'all, that will never get old. And after a certain age, I understood this line like never before. There were some times when my mother, my father, my uncle, my grandmother, they would just look me in the face and say, "Because I said so." You know it. Now, there's an auntie right now that something just welled up in your spirit right there. You was taking care of your nephew today, and I had to look that little man in the face and say, "Do it because I said so." Because I said so. In other words, I'm your superior, right? You don't run nothing in this house. This is all me. Can I get a mother, a father, somebody to talk back to me in the comments? Okay, I see you. I see you. You're doing it because I said so, right? Now, whether you understand it or not, I have more of an oversight to the fruit of your obedience than you. We're going somewhere. We're going somewhere. My wife said the teacher in me said it today. That's right. I have more vision as to what's on the other side of your yes. What's on the other side of your obedience? I have more clarity, more understanding than you do. So, therefore, in this moment, we don't have time for questions. You've got to do it because I said so. And there were moments, y'all. Here's the thing about an instruction. My mother didn't care if I had a bad day at school. She didn't care if I had a bad day at work, even as I got older. She didn't care if I had trouble in my relationship. She didn't care if I was going through in my emotions and in my mind. And my father didn't care. No, 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 no. When I give you an instruction, everything you're going through, put it down for now. And even in the midst of the winds of life, of family, of education, Angela said, first of all, who you talking to? That's right. I love it. It's even in the midst of all of that, I still have a responsibility to obey. Y'all with me? I still have a responsibility to obey. Why? Because when I speak, everything changes. Let's think about God now. Let's put you in this space. Have you ever been in a storm? Have you ever found yourself tossed to and fro? The winds of education, the winds of indecision, the winds of family, the winds of financial burden, the winds of holiday season and the burden it brings, the wind of raising that child on your own, the wind of not knowing how the bill's gonna get paid. It's a wind. And God, here comes heaven with a crazy instruction. Let me read something to you. Let me read something to you. Book of Psalms reads this way. I'm just paraphrasing here. It describes the voice of the Lord, and it reads it this way. It says, "The voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is full of majesty. The voice of the Lord breaks fetters. The voice of the Lord breaks in pieces the seas of Lebanon. The voice of the Lord rakes flames of fire. The voice of the Lord shakes the wilderness. The voice of the Lord shakes Kadesh. The voice of the Lord does labor and give birth and strips forests bare. And in his temple we sing glory, glory, glory." What am I saying to you? When God speaks, the impossible becomes possible. Y'all with me? When God speaks, what was once hard becomes easy. When God speaks, your trial turns into a testimony. I'm trying to tell you. All you got to do is hold on. When God speaks, everything changes. When we get to our text, y'all, verse 18, it says this, that when Jesus saw a great multitude about him, he gave a commandment to his disciples. This is who he's talking to depart unto the other side. All 41 of you, if you have not yet, you need to click the share button. Whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, watching on our app, click the share button. Somebody needs to obey. They're in the midst of a win. They need a message. It says, Jesus saw a great multitude about him, and he gave a commandment to depart unto the other side. I had an issue with the text right here, y'all, because I remember a few weeks ago when we spoke, and even our bishop, he spoke from the book of Mark the other Sunday. And he reminded us, I reminded you as well, that the book of Mark depicts Jesus as the suffering servant, as does the book of Matthew, just a bit on its tail end, right? It depicts Jesus as the suffering servant. Whenever he saw anyone, he had compassion on them. He stopped what he was doing to come and see about them. But as you journey deeper through Matthew's gospel, you'll also see that Jesus is depicted as the Messiah. All right, we're going to get a little teaching here and we're going to walk through it. Jesus is depicted in Mark as the suffering servant. He's depicted in Matthew as the Messiah. Essentially, y'all, he was the new Moses for their sake of understanding. He was appointed by God to free his people. All right. Quick fact, and we're moving, I promise. Oxford University says this, that the book of Matthew uses fulfillment citations to prove that Jesus was the Messiah. All throughout the book of Matthew, y'all, you'll see him healing the sick, You'll see him raising the dead. You'll see him delivering people from bondage. And here he is encountering a storm, encountering a multitude, and he seemingly ignores them. We didn't have time to read it, but in verse 16, he had just got done casting out those who were possessed with spirits and healing those who were sick. Now, here in verse 18, he encounters a multitude and he walks right by. He's on his way to another side. He looks at his disciples while there's a crowd of people saying, Jesus, Jesus, we need you. He says, y'all get in this boat. We're going to the other side. Why? Y'all, I racked my brain trying to figure this out. I racked my brain and I prayed. I said, God, throughout Mark, throughout Matthew, you're healing, you're laying hands, you're performing miracles, you're doing all these beautiful things. Yet you encountered this multitude. Yeah, y'all, a multitude means it was possibly hundreds of people. It wasn't just 4 or 5, possibly hundreds of people who needed him. And you are Jesus. You can heal, you can do, you can change, you can move, you can shift, and you walk away. Why did you do it? I prayed and I asked God. And you know what he said to me, y'all? He showed to me through scripture. He said, son, my time in that city had come to an end. And I don't know if you on live, all 50 of you just about now, because you're sharing this. I don't know if you can feel it or if you can sense it, but many of you, you can kind of sense that everything in your life is changing. Now you don't have to be honest, but I'm talking about 10 of y'all. You can just sense your appetite is changing. I'm not talking about food. I'm talking about what you listen to, what you absorb in your eye gate. Certain things don't entertain you anymore. I'm talking about even certain conversations. Come on here. You're starting to want more for yourself, even on your job and in your family and in your money, and things are changing. Things are shifting. If I'm talking to you, let me know I'm talking to you. Come on. I know things are changing. Things are shifting. Things are moving. And what I'm telling you is this scripture is prophetic in nature because it's reminding us that the season that you're in is coming to an end. Now you ain't got to believe it. I receive it for myself. Whatever issue you've been facing, come on. Whatever pain you've been having, and it seems like God is ignoring you. We're in the text. We're in the text. It seems like God is walking away from you. All He's showing you is your time in that space is up. It's changing. Somebody just type real quick. It's changing. It's changing. Come on, it's changing. It's changing for the better. My season in depression is over. My season in this low place is over. My season in frustration is over. It's over. It's over. It's changing. Kim, it's changing. It's changing. I'm telling you what I know. It's changing. Here's Jesus. He understands that his time is coming to an end. Verse 21. 21. It gets better, y'all. Angela is changing. I'm telling you, that thing is changing. It's shifting for the better. This is what's going on. Verse 21. Let's walk the text. We're still here. Verse 21. And another of his disciples said unto him, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father. But Jesus said unto him, follow me and let the dead bury the dead. Rewind. I read it in NLT first, but I wanted to go back to, I think this is NIV here. Hear me. And another of his disciples said unto him, Lord, suffer me first. In other words, I know you gave me an instruction, but can you spare me? Suffer me first to go and bury my father. But Jesus, the suffering servant, the Messiah, said unto him, follow me. The dead will take care of themselves. Now listen here. He said, let the dead bury the dead. Now, y'all, I wanted to emphasize this point and talk a bit about how when God gives you an instructions, one of the worst things you can try to do is bargain with him as if If he said it, he meant what, like he didn't mean it. You're trying to negotiate with him. I wanted to emphasize that. But I continued reading, and the more I read this text, y'all, I began to have more and more compassion on the disciple who made this request. Verse 18, God says we're going to the other side. And here's this disciple. This is what gets me. Obeying Jesus and grieving his father's death at the same time. I know. Let that hit. He's obeying. He said yes and grieving. Have you ever had to obey God while you were still in pain? You thought I was talking about the disciple. I got a question for you. Have you ever had to show up on a Sunday and serve with a smile on your face, but tears in your heart? Have you ever had to hop on a Wednesday in the Word with tears in your eyes? Nobody knows the day you had. Nobody knows the frustration you're going through. Obedient, giving your tithes, serving your ministry, doing all that you need to do, and grieving at the same time. But I feel like I'm talking to a few people. Your testimony is the book of Isaiah. No weapon that has been formed against you has prospered. Despite what you're going through, here you are, smiling, serving, moving. You ought to just take about 10 seconds and just, here it is. Just give God praise. You ain't gone crazy yet. I'm telling you. I know people who would have died in what you're walking through. But thanks be unto God. Matthew 8:24. Jesus said unto him, follow me, let the dead bury the dead. He gets up, he follows Jesus, and this is where we get to our first point, because I'm not going to be long. First point. If you're going to obey God in the middle of the wind, the first thing I need you to get is that obedience doesn't require understanding. Obedience requires movement. Y'all with me? Obedience does not require understanding. Obedience requires movement. I'm going to say it one more time for the person who came late sitting in the back. Obedience doesn't require understanding. Obedience requires movement. I had a very militant father growing up. I'll say that. Similar to Bishop, who was like a second father to me. They were very similar in how they raised me. Very militant. They didn't take no mess, y'all. I had a short leash. And whether it was Bishop or whether it was my father or my grandfather, Lord rest his soul, whether it was any of them giving me an instruction, I remember sometimes, especially my uncle, when I would come to visit over the summer, I had this thing. I would come and I would just play his games. I would. He had a my uncle. He had like every system when I was younger. He had all the latest PlayStations and Xboxes, everything. I would come over and I would play his games. And one thing he would tell me, whether I was here for a week or a month, whatever it is, he says, "Now, nephew, I love you, man. But what you're not gonna do is sit up here on this game all day long." Now, if you know Bishop, just hear it in his voice. He's like, what you're not gonna do is sit on this couch, eat my food, play my game all day long. You gonna read a book, you gonna go run, you gonna play outside, you gonna give me a report on something you gonna do something. Your 8-year-old self. You you gonna do something. And there were many times my uncle would come home or he'd come out his room from studying and he'd ask me to do something and he'd walk away real quick, trusting that I would obey. Hear me. Trusting that I would obey. He said, "Hey nephew, do me a favor. Go grab that book, read a chapter or two, come back and I'm gonna ask you what it meant." And I'd be on the game. I say, "Yeah, yeah, uncle, I'm about to do it. Yeah, I'm about to do it." Just twiddling my thumbs away. And he'd come back 30 seconds later. Uh, did you hear what I told you? Yeah, uncle, I heard you. I'm going. I'm going. I got my game. Just moving along. Yeah, I'm going. He would stand in front of the TV and say, "Well, why don't I see you moving?" Now, now, right there, something in his soul said, "I hear his mouth obeying me, but his actions are stating disobedience." And what has God told you? And your response is, "I'm going, God, I promise. I'm gonna start the business, I promise." You ain't met with your lawyer yet. I'm gonna get the LLC done, I promised. I'm gonna write the book, I promise. I'm gonna apply for the school, I promise. Not an essay in sight. I'm gonna go after the job, I promise. Not a resume in sight. What has God told you that you're sitting on? Your word for this next season is move. I'm in the text. God tells the disciples, "Let's go to the other side. Come on. We got somewhere to go. We got something to do. We got places to be. We got people to see." And the disciples didn't ask questions. They didn't get angry. They didn't get frustrated. They didn't try to negotiate a deal. They got up and they went. Yet and still here we are in the comfort of our homes, just waiting on the situation to capitulate with our emotions. I need you to type this in the comments, and I promise I'm gonna leave you alone. Just type, "It's time to move." It's time to move. Obedience doesn't require understanding. It requires movement. It's point number one. It's time to move. It's time to move, Angela. It's time to move. Erica, now girl, you know, it's time to move. Get up from where you are. It's time to move. Now, now, Erica, I really sense that for you. Whatever God's been speaking over you, Erica, that you've been dreaming about and you got written down in some journal, girl, you better pick that thing up. I'm telling you, heaven is backing you. Now, I sense a prophetic movement on that. It's time to move. I'm gonna leave that alone. I need to get out of that. It's time to move. Tawana, it's time to move. That's right. See, First Lady didn't said it. Now y'all got it. Now y'all got it. First Lady didn't said it. It's no longer me. It doesn't require understanding. You got to move. All right. That's number one. I'm going to get out your hair. I know I've been long enough. Number two. Matter of fact, let me just stop here. And then we're going to go to number two. Verse 24 says, "And behold, there arose a great tempest in the sea." All right. So we're walking through the text. Jesus has told them to come on to the other side. He's ignored the multitude. Seems like he's ignoring them when really he's on his way to his next. We understand that. It was a prophetic sign. Season had changed. He steps into the boat. Disciples get with him. They obey, right? Verse 25. "And behold, after their obedience, all these things, there arose a great tempest in the sea, insomuch that the ship was covered with waves." The ship was covered with waves. Here's what gets me, y'all. But he, Jesus, was asleep. Let's talk. Let's talk. But he was asleep. I got 10 minutes. I'm gonna be out your hair. But he was asleep, and his disciples came to him. and said, Savior, seest thou not that we drown? So pause. You mean to tell me, after I just got done talking to you about obedience, after we just watched the disciples obey, leave his dead father, literally, leave his dead father where he was. He obeys God, gets into the ship. You mean to tell me, as a byproduct of my obedience, I find myself in a storm? Not only do I find myself in a storm, but you're asleep. You're the reason I'm in here. I'm sorry. I got it. Telling you, when you start thinking of that thing, God, you sent me out here. You told me to do this. And I'm sitting here with water in my lungs, and you in Montego Bay, chilling, sleep. This is the second thing I want you to get. Not only do you need to understand that obedience requires movement, you've got to understand the purpose of your pain. Number one, obedience requires movement. Number two, understand the purpose of your pain. Where am I going with this? I feel like it's a gentle reminder. The purpose of your pain was never to get you to panic. The purpose of your pain has always been to get you to pray. I'll say it again. The purpose of your pain has never been for you to panic. The purpose of your pain has always been to get you to pray. It's in your darkest times, y'all, that you must learn to seek the Lord even the more. Because sometimes God will put you in the most precarious predicaments that result in you saying, all I can do is pray. Have you ever, now, if you ain't really been through nothing, you can't agree with us right here. But can I get like maybe 12 of y'all that can say, you hit some walls where you looked at the wall, yourself, your husband, your wife, and said, all we can do is pray. We can't call nobody. We can't wiggle our way out of this. We don't have a connect out of this. All we can do is pray. Government shut down. Grown men can't agree. Grown women can't agree. All I can do is pray. I don't have no say so in this. I can't shout it away. I can't dance it away in church. I can't run it away. No matter how many laps you take, no matter how many spins and kicks you do on Sunday, no matter how much rolling and speaking in tongues you do, all you can do is wait on the Lord. And I came to agree with our bishop from what he said last week. You're in a season called stand still. You know how I know? James said it this way: count it all joy. Now I'm about to run off this. Y'all better pray. This I don't knock this. Did you hear what I said? Count it all joy. I was gonna read the rest. I ain't gonna read the rest. Count it all joy. The shutdown, count it all joy. Issues in your marriage, count it all joy. So when you see some of us on Sundays running, taking off, and ain't nobody chasing us, laughing and ain't nothing funny, we're, we're not crazy. We're just counting. I'm gonna get a shirt. I don't know where. I, I'm not crazy. I'm just counting. Whenever I praise, I'm counting. Whenever I run, I'm counting. Whenever I shout, I'm counting. I'm counting. And this week, I want you to stop complaining and I want you to start counting. Can you do that? Just if you gonna do that this week, just put it in the chat. Stop complaining and start counting. Come on, you've cried enough tears. I know. I understand. I've been there too. It hurt. It was frustrating. You didn't even see it coming. It knocked the wind out of you. But I need you to turn those complaints into counts. Come on. Count it all joy. Keisha said with a paycheck. Now listen, I ain't even mad at you. I ain't even mad at you, girl. That's right. I'm telling you. See, y'all, First Lady preaching tonight. I ain't even saying it no more. She's saying it. She said it. Now you got to do it. Stop complaining and start counting. On your job, when they get on your nerves, just go in the bathroom and start counting. How do you count? Lord, I thank you. I understand that this may not be the job I want, but it's the job you gave me. Father, I give you praise right now that although I'm not where I want to be, thank God I'm not where I used to be. Father, I thank you that although I don't like this job, you've given me provision. You've given me answers. You've given me a way of escape. Lord, I thank you that this boss is getting on my nerves and I really want to turn back into who I used to be, but you have given me restraint. Lord, I thank you. Start counting. You pick up your kids and they acting up from school. Father, I thank you that you give me the strength. You give me the wisdom to raise this child and train this child up in the way that he or she should go. I thank you that although I'm frustrated, I don't understand sometimes why you trusted me to be a mother, why you trusted me to be a father, why you trusted me to be a guardian. I thank you that your wisdom, your light, your guidance gives me strength, gives me courage, gives me wisdom to lead this child. Come on, y'all. Start counting. I'm done. This is the last thing. I got to get off of here. They started complaining, y'all. Jesus looked at them and did what I'm doing to you. He said unto them, why are you fearful? O ye of little faith? You've been with me this long? Then he arose. He said, all right, let me get up. Y'all, I'm sorry. I start getting visuals of Jesus. He was petty. I'm sorry. Amen. He said, all right, let me get up. Let me talk to these people. He arose. He said, why are you fearful? O ye of little faith. Angela, I'm glad it's blessing you. O ye of little faith. Then he arose, he got up, and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. He rebuked the winds and the sea. I got 4 minutes. He rebuked the winds and the sea. He said to them, why are you fearful? But then he rebuked the winds and the sea. Rewind. He said to them, the disciples, why are you fearful? But then he rebuked the winds and the sea. Why wouldn't you rebuke who you were talking to? Why did you take your eyes off me? Have y'all ever been in a conversation with somebody? Just you and that other person? And then someone else comes from behind you and you don't see him, but then you see the other person's eyes shift and they're no longer looking at you. It's like they're looking through you and they're looking around you. And here comes somebody else like, oh, hey, girl. Hey, man, what's up, bro? Wait a minute. I thought we was having a conversation. No, you didn't say, excuse me. You didn't say, can I borrow you for a second? You just came up in my conversation. Okay. You got distracted, started talking to somebody else. Jesus rebukes, he's talking to me. He says, why are you so fearful? But then he stops looking at me. Then he looks at the wind and rebukes the wind and says, peace, be still. I struggled with that, prayed about it, studied it, did all the things. And here's what I realized, y'all, is that sometimes we get so focused on what's going on and so down on the situations that surround our circumstance that we almost become numb to hearing the voice of the Lord. I know, I know, I know you want to act like you always hear him. I know, and that's okay. That's okay. If it were up to you, if you had your way on this live right now, nobody would ever know that you got frustrated to the point where you couldn't even hear him no more. No, and that's okay. We've all been there. We get angry, we get frustrated. We don't even want to hear nobody. God, you get to the point where you don't even want to pray. I know we just talked about I get to a point where sometimes all I can do is pray. What happens when I don't want to pray? What happens when I don't feel like praying? Now, y'all can be honest with me because I'm going to tell you the truth. Have you ever been in a season you didn't feel like praying? You didn't feel like reading your word. You didn't feel like coming to church. You didn't, I just don't feel like it. That's okay. We've all been there. But this is what happens. This is the kind of God you serve. He says unto them, why are you so fearful? Oh, ye little faith. Then he arose and rebuked the winds. This is my last point. Obedience requires movement. You got to understand the purpose of your pain. The last thing I want you to get before we all go to bed tonight, last thing I want you to get before we all get some rest, is that when God can't speak to you, he'll speak to your storm. About to run out this building. When God can't speak to you, he'll speak to what you're in. Woo-wee! I'm about to get off this live. You so focused and frustrated and angry. You coming to him with your problems. God said, "You back up. Let me talk to what's hindering you. Come here, Cancer. I got something to tell you. Hey, I'm sorry. Come here, depression. I got something to tell you. Come here, anxiety. I got something to tell you. Come on. Come here, confusion, identity crisis. I got something to tell you. Peace, be still. If I had a subtopic, I almost called this message Peace Has a Voice. I almost did it. Come on. What is your this? Call it forth. Come on. When he can't speak to you, he'll speak to what you're in. Come here. Come here, lack. Come here, disappointment. Peace, be still. Be still. Be still. Be still. Peace, be still. I'm done. All I'm trying to tell you is next time God talks, listen closely. He may not be talking to you, he may be talking to what you're in. Peace, be still. That, my friends, is how you obey in the wind. One more time, just type it. I hope it made sense. I hope it blessed y'all. Just type this real quick. Obedience in the wind. That's it, Alonda. Obedience in the wind. That, my friends, is obedience in the wind. It's windy. It's a bit chaotic. I'm shifting. I'm shaking. I might even be a little confused. But the preacher just encouraged me on how to obey in the wind. That's it. That's it. I just wanted to encourage you. Cause your boss is gonna throw a win tomorrow. I just wanted to encourage you because your daughter, she got a win waiting on you. I just wanted to encourage you because that son, he got a win waiting on you. And you need to know how to obey in the midst of the wind. I really do love y'all. And I pray each and every one of you were blessed. I really do pray you were blessed. Do me a favor. If this blessed you in any sort of way, get a seed in your hand. Many of you are probably already holding it because you have your phones in your hand. So what you're going to do real quickly is you're going to log off. You're going to text give to GA to 188-364-4483. Hear me before you do that. You are not, because I want to get us out of the habit of thinking you're just giving to pay the bills of the church. Sure. Thank you. We appreciate that. But your giving is tied to your faith. I can tell how much faith you have by how much seed you sow. So after you get off the floor and you get done running and dancing, I can tell how much faith you have by how much seed you sow. So tonight, as an act of faith, you're getting let's make it simple. You're getting a $25 to $30 seed in your hand. It's not hard. Something simple. You spend that at Chick-fil-A for the kids. You spend that at Chipotle for your niece and nephew. You spent it on Sunday, probably in the drive-thru. Yeah, that's okay. Come on, just get a quick 25 or $30 seat. You're sewing. You're moving. You're moving now. You're going to Givelify. You're texting to give. You're doing it. We've made it convenient for you. You can download the app. You can mail it in. There are multiple ways down below that you can give. You're sowing a seed in faith. You're sowing a seed that says, I don't know what wind November has to offer, so I'm gonna sow in faith. I don't know what when the Christmas season is gonna have to tell me, and I need to remain rooted in my obedience. So I'm gonna sow that $30 seed tonight. I'm doing it now. I'm doing it. I'm doing it in agreement with the word of God. I'm doing it in agreement with what it is that heaven has spoken over my life. You're sowing that seed. I'm gonna give you time to do so. Thank you all so much. I pray you were blessed. I do see some of you all saying it was a good word and good lesson. Thank you. Thank you so much. God be praised. Thank you. Thank you. We're sowing that seed now. Sowing that seed now. We're moving now. Come on. We don't want Bishop to have to go to bed worried about whether or not we were online and we sowed and we don't want him having to worry about that. Come on, he got enough going on. Pastoring ain't his only job. He's a husband. Come on. He's a father. Come on. Let him breathe this week. Come on. Let him go to bed knowing we did the right thing. Get that seed in your hand. You're moving now. You're moving now. You're sowing that seed in faith. You saying, you know what, Elder, I don't have 25. I don't have 30. That's fine. Get a $20 seed. Get an $18 seed. Get a $17 seed. Get a $15 seed. Get a $10. Get something in the ground. Get something in the ground. I'm so glad you enjoyed the lesson. Now put a seed in the ground. Get something in the ground. I love you. God does too. Get a seed in the ground. All right. Now listen, y'all. I truly pray, y'all, that again that you were blessed by tonight. I pray that um, you can wake up tomorrow with some confidence. I really do. I pray you wake up tomorrow with some confidence. I pray you wake up tomorrow with some confidence, knowing that the Lord is with you. Those are the ways to give down below. If you are just visiting the page tonight, or if you just came across this live, you don't know who we are, you can join us on Sundays. Join us on Sundays, online or in person. That is our illustrious bishop right there. Join us on Sundays. We want to make sure that you have a safe place to call home. All right. Join us on Sundays. We would love the opportunity to serve you and to serve your family and to serve those that serve you. We would love to be a blessing. We would love to be a blessing. And so do yourself a favor. Join us on Sundays, 4551 Benning Road. We would love to see you on Sundays, 10 a.m. Every Sunday. We have a high time. And when I say high time, I mean a high time. We have a high time in the Lord, and we can't wait to enjoy it with you next week. All right. I love you, family. God bless you. Again, I pray this word blessed you. Do me a favor, share it again, just in case someone else on your timeline tomorrow on their lunch break, they need to be encouraged. They're going through a season that has a little bit of wind to it. They need to be reminded to obey. I love you. God bless you. We'll see you Sunday morning.